You are listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast series. My name is Andrew Mackay-Smith, and the interview subject that you're about to tune into, it is Anna Murphy from the outfit Cellar Darling. The reason for the conversation is to promote their outstanding 2017 album release, This Is the Sound. So let's have a listen to what Anna has to say. Here we go. So Anna Murphy, welcome to the Scars and Guitars podcast. You are a prolific artist, and I couldn't count the amount of releases that you have to your name. So congratulations on forging a career under the metal banner.
Thank you very much. That's nice to hear.
No worries. So where does your drive and ambition come from?
I have no clue. It just comes from within. And it's kind of the only thing that I have. And it's what makes me get up in the morning, to be honest. But where it actually comes from, I don't know. I think the human mind is something very fascinating. It's a very powerful tool. And I'm surprised by it as well, and I love it.
So Cellar Darling is the name of your new venture, but I also understand that the name of the band was the name of a solo record that I think you released in 2013. So could the music on the upcoming album, This Is the Sound, be considered an extension of your solo work, or is the album very much about the band as a collective?
No, it's really about the band. Like, Cellar Darling is really a symbiosis of us three. It's a combination of all of us, and I want to keep my solo project very separate from the band, and I want to create really different music. And I think that the confusion that was kind of created by using the same name as my album was named, it's going to clear as soon as I start writing stuff for my solo stuff again.
For sure. Yeah, no, that makes sense. And look, I really genuinely like what I've heard on YouTube to date, and I'm very fond of bands that put a lot of effort into their videos, which of course you guys have done. So how important are the videos and the visual component of the band?
With us, I would say very important, because that's essentially what we want to do with our music. We want to carry the listener away into a different world. I want people to dream along to our music and see pictures. And we work a lot with symbolism and painting pictures with music. So for us, it was very important that we get the message and the atmosphere right with the videos as well.
Yeah, fantastic. And one in particular that I really enjoyed, all of them are great by the way, but Challenge almost draws on the Viking theme that's so popular at the moment through Netflix shows like Vikings, and my personal favourite, The Last Kingdom. Would you agree, or did the inspiration for that particular video come from somewhere else?
I think that's very interesting. I actually never thought about that. Like, when I wrote Challenge, I saw more kind of abstract pictures of a person basically fighting something that isn't there, which is metaphorical for kind of fighting your inner demons and essentially fighting yourself in a way without realizing that. And so we also wanted to make the video a bit abstract. I mean, we did the video ourselves. Merlin filmed it, and I did. Yeah, and I did kind of. Well, I don't know if you can call it directing, but at least I kind of tried.
Well done. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, thank you. And the sword is just kind of, it's symbolic for the fight. It's not really there to serve a purpose as to what date or what setting it could be in. But I think that's the cool thing about our music, is that everybody can picture something different, and that's kind of what I want to achieve as well.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic, as I said. So congratulations again on that. I think.
Thank you.
My own personal take is that a lot of bands sort of think that they can, with all due respect, knock up a video. I can really see the effort that you guys have gone to, and I think it's wonderful that you've branched out into that directing side of things, because, a career in music can be difficult, and if you've got a lot of irons in the fire or a lot of strings to your bow, so to speak, it certainly opens up a lot more avenues for you to keep forging ahead, as they say.
Yeah, definitely.
So the last time I heard a metal band using a hurdy-gurdy was Metallica on the song Low Man's Lyric, which probably says something about my listening tastes and also my age. But it is an instrument that lends itself rather well or complements heavy metal riffing. But I have read that you've been playing the instrument for many years outside of metal. So how did you become inspired to create metal using the hurdy-gurdy?
Well, the reason I actually started to play in a metal band was I always listened to metal, especially as a teenager. But the weird thing is I actually never listened to folk metal, or at least not to a lot of folk metal. And when I was 16, a good friend of mine approached me because the folk metal band ex-Eluveitie was looking for a new hurdy-gurdy player. And so then, without really thinking much about it, I applied for the job and I got it. So that's kind of what paved the path for me now.
Yeah, gotcha. And look, you did mention Eluveitie there. Did I pronounce that correctly? It might be my antipodean ignorance, but yeah, there you go. Okay, so was the split with that band something that yourself, Ivo, and Merlin saw coming, and did the split motivate you all to form Cellar Darling?
We didn't see the split coming. It was a surprise to us. And it was kind of unfortunate because we didn't really intend to leave the band so soon. But yeah, Cellar Darling happened as after the split because we just wanted to continue playing music, and we knew that we wanted to continue playing music together. So we didn't actually have to talk about it that long. It just kind of happened on its own accord. And now I'm actually very happy because I've never felt so creative and so content with how a band is working. So I think the split was for the best in the end.
Yeah, for sure. Can you describe your friendship and your relationship with Ivo and Merlin? Is it a bit like brother and sister, or is it a bit more professional, if you like?
No, we're like a family basically. We've known each other for over 10 years.
Yep.
So there have been many ups and downs, and we just know each other inside out. So we can be honest with each other. We can fight. We can laugh. We can do all sorts of crap.
Yeah, cool.
And just play music, drink beer, and talk about weird stuff.
Nice.
So that's for me. That's like the essence of the band, besides the creative output, of course.
Yeah, cool. And look, I'm going to put something out there. A few months back, I spoke to Caroline from a band called The Charm, The Fury. And I don't know what you both of you musically, you're not at polar ends of the spectrum, but I can't say that you're similar. But I have a feeling you guys would do really well if you both went on tour together. I think having both very I think it just comes down to the very strong female vocal, but you both have very, very unique voices. So I'm going to put it out there, and if it can happen, and honestly, if you can bring it down to Australia, I'd love that. I'd certainly love to be in the audience there
I'll
for that.
keep it in mind.
So on that note, what's your relationship been like with Australian fans and listeners over the years?
I absolutely love Australian crowds. We toured there with ex-Eluveitie, and we just had an amazing time. The crowds are so sympathetic and so energetic. And what I actually wasn't expecting to have such a great following as a solo artist as well, because I played 2 shows there last year with my solo stuff, which isn't really metal at all. Yep. So I honestly didn't know what to expect. And I thought, maybe the audience is going to consist of metalheads that are kind of bored out of their minds because we're not playing metal. Yep. But it actually ended up to be absolutely overwhelming. The audience was so nice and such fun people, and I had the greatest time, and I have the warmest memories of Australia. So I really hope that we come back soon.
Wonderful. What was your favourite city or favourite show that you played when you were down here?
Ooh, it's really hard to pick one, actually. I think Brisbane was my favourite.
That's a good answer. That's where I'm from.
Oh, okay. That was a coincidence.
There you go. Yeah, that's it. So I understand that you share both Swiss and Irish heritage. I can definitely hear the Irish accent there, by the way. So, um,
Yeah.
do you follow the Irish rugby team and how much? That's a bit of a joke, by the way. I do follow rugby, by the way, but if you follow the Irish rugby team, that's
Okay.
great. Go the Clovers. But how much of your Irish heritage plays a part in creating the beautiful music that you have over the years?
Ooh, I don't really know. It's I actually don't follow the Irish rugby team, so sorry about that.
It's all good.
Um, but I guess a lot of my creativity probably comes from this weird mix that I am. And I always like a lot of people ask me, okay, what about you is Irish and what is Swiss? And I always think that's really hard to say. Like I don't like to categorize nationalities because essentially every human is different and a character is made up of how you grew up and the experiences you made. But of course, there are these kind of stereotypes that still kind of make sense and that are true a lot of the time. And I guess me being Irish is that I'm constantly switching back and forth between melancholy and dark sarcasm and
Yep. That sense of
mixed
humour's there.
with
Yep.
yeah, mixed with getting really drunk from time to time. And the Swiss side is more like I like being clean and
And very
on time.
organised. Yes. Yes.
No, I'm actually not organized at all.
All right. There you go.
Um, yeah, there's some aspects where I am, but some where I'm a total scatterbrain. But
Yeah.
I have like creative people on both family sides, so I really think it's a mix.
Yeah, gotcha. My wife is half Filipino, half Croatian. She's born in Australia, but she often
Oh
struggles to answer
wow.
the question as well because,
Yeah.
her father doesn't really speak English, so oftentimes he'll talk to me and I have to look to her as to what he's been talking about. But
Yeah.
we've been together a long time, about 10 years or so, and I
Yeah.
can't really notice where things begin and end, but I think other people around us sort of begin where can notice where things begin and end in regards to her cultural influence. So it's probably the same for you as well, I suppose.
Yeah,
When you're in the middle of it, it's
definitely.
hard to notice it, I suppose. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I have three questions that I ask all of my interview subjects. So I'd love it if you could humour me here and play along, and your answers can be as not safe for work as you like. So here goes.
Okay.
Choose three words to describe yourself.
Ooh, pale, um, unstable, and creative.
Yep, that almost summarises me as well. That's the only reason I sort of laughed there, because I'm very pale. I share Irish heritage, so there you go. That Celtic influence has come right through. So when I went to Thailand, I think I had a lady say, "You don't have a suntan, you have a moon tan." So there you go. Okay, second question. If you could go back to when you were 18 and give yourself some advice, what would you say?
Hmm. Fuck, that's a hard one. I'm not really a big fan of dwelling in the past and thinking about,
Yep.
oh, I should have done this differently, because essentially the mistakes we make are what makes us, what builds our character.
Yeah, for sure.
So people who seek stability and for me that's stagnation, which isn't very exciting. But I would probably tell myself that it's all going to be grand.
Yeah, great answer to that question, by the way. Yep. And here's the final question. What five guests, living or dead, would you invite to dinner?
What guest?
Yeah, what five guests?
Oh, five guests
That's
I
it.
would invite to dinner.
That's the one. Yep.
Those are very interesting questions that are very hard to answer.
I know they're a bit of a curveball, aren't they? So I have spent some time
Yeah.
thinking about them, actually.
Yeah, I really like those types of questions actually, but it's really weird. Like as soon as I get these type of questions, my brain just kind of goes blank because I get in kind of a panic mode. But wait, let me think. I just want to listen to my gut feeling.
No worries.
I would invite Anneke van Giersbergen because she's amazing.
Yep.
I would invite I would invite Nassim Taleb, who is a very interesting philosopher, because I really want him to explain to me what the fuck he's on about, because I only understand about 20% of it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look him up. Yeah, I haven't heard of him actually, and I'm right into that sort of stuff, so I will. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really cool. Okay, so that's 2 people. Then I would also invite Clive Barker.
Awesome. Yes.
I would also invite Louis C.K.
Oh yes. Yep.
to have some entertainment.
Yep.
And I would invite
Tough one.
who am I inspired by? I'm inspired by so many things, but now I'm just drawing a blank. I would invite my grandmother, because I miss her and she's dead.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice. That's a very diverse mix of people there. I reckon that's one of those dinner parties that had turned into one of those early morning cocktail sessions as well. Especially
Yeah, it
with
would
Louis
be pretty
CK
weird. I think he would hold the whole thing kind of together.
He would. I reckon. I know nothing about Nassim Taleb, but I wouldn't mind betting that he really probe Nassim and really go, hang on a sec, are you saying this? It's contradictory to this. This is what you said earlier, and this is what you're now saying. How do those two things? They sound contradictory. Talk to us about that. All the while, so I think no doubt your lovely grandmother would hold court and make sure everybody was getting along.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's it from me. But any final words for listeners of the podcast?
Well, I thank you very much for the interest and the support and the interesting questions. And also thanks to all the Australian fans who are listening to this. You're absolutely amazing. And your support means the world to us. I really hope that we come back soon.
Yes. On that note, Anna Murphy, you are wonderful. We do want to see you down here sooner rather than later, whether it be with your new band here, Cellar Darling, or solo, or both, preferably.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you down here soon.
Yeah, I hope so too. Thanks very much.
No worries. All the best.
You have been listening to the Scars and Guitars podcast series. My name is Andrew Mackay-Smith, and that interview subject was Anna Murphy from the outfit Cellar Darling. Thank you so much for listening.